It's about time, bro. It's about time that I finally lock in. It's about fucking time. Yeah, cause I've been operating at nowhere, not even close to my full potential. It's time to lock in. If I ever want to make this shit work, it's time to lock in. Simply put, just lock in and do the best I can every day. Take whatever the market's giving me, and making the best out of it. It's time for that to happen because I've been reflecting a bit and I've been not giving my best. Definitely not. And I cannot expect to succeed if I don't give my best. That's pretty much it. I want to be locked in and I'm going to be locked in. Just legitimately just give my best every day. And doing this shit because I love it. And giving my best because I love it. Trading because I love it, not for the results. Because I genuinely enjoy being here and I genuinely like trading. So, yeah, let's see if Notion loads up. For our, we're still bearish here. We're still bearish. We inverse again. We inverse also this, and now we're also retesting this inversion here. So it's still good to look for sells. It's just that area is slightly risky because of this low. So we might see that reaction. Yeah, it's slightly risky because of this low right here. And that's what makes it a bit weird. But I still think we're gonna be able to probably deliver towards these lows again before reversing, or we start reversing, because we are also kind of slowing down. So it's about, again, not being biased, looking at price fully and just looking at price fully, right? 1, 2, we have a lot of bearish confluence. It's just that the area we're reaching is a bit of a high resistance zone. So we are still very much bearish, just we are reaching an area of a bit of a high resistance because we are beneath a range low right now. It's just a question of do we go for the lows, or do we start retracing towards that premium gap? So that's pretty much the question. For now, we do have bearish influences. For now, for me, this still looks bearish, right? Still looks bearish. Looking at the 1 hour here, 1 hour for me still looks bearish. Here, similar to Monday, Euro USD price action. We do have a 1 hour gap we are currently holding, and from here I do want to see that bullish one get inversed as a signal to look for lower prices. So we're waiting for this inversion right here. I mean, it's kind of small, it's not that big, but on the 50-minute it is pretty big. So that's what we're waiting for price to close below. If it closes below, we're shorting. Otherwise, we don't really want to do much. We don't have enough confluences yet to look for buy, so we just want to wait and see what price wants to do. We do have this really good gap, which I like. This is a nice bearish range, but I would probably want to see this get re-rated, those highs, because it's a lot of liquidity on this highs. And yeah, that's what we're gonna watch. So DXY for me is still bearish. It's just that we got to be aware of this being a bit of a high resistance zone. That's pretty much it. So meaning Euro looks bullish, right, of the sweep of this lows right here. I do want to see this lows get swept. It would be really nice here because this range is really good. This would be a really classic setup, but again, we gotta be careful because we're reaching range high. So we gotta be careful in all pairs, because we're kind of technically we could end the move here. So we gotta be really careful at how we treat this, right? How we treat the zone. So we had, let me remove some of the drawings to make it a bit more clear. So we had this bullish gap, ended up holding towards the high. So technically this is the end of our edge, right? Because from here we can step in bearish to start retracing. So my bias was correct from yesterday, but it's not up to buy. It's up to if we want to continue higher or we don't, because we did reach a range high, so it makes it dangerous for us to keep on buying in this area. It's a bit overextended, right? We don't want to buy overextended. This is what I learned, and this is what I always knew. I just took stupid fucking overextended trades. I don't know why. So I haven't given my best in trading. So we reached external draw, so it's really risky to try and still hold bullish price action from here. We need to wait for price to do something, either inverse lower or either initiate higher. For now, price is clearly slowing down, so it becomes really risky to keep on buying blindly. That's pretty much it. It becomes risky to keep on buying blindly. We're seeing we're kind of slowing down. We had that initial clearance, but overall we can still definitely continue. But yeah, 1 hour did form a gap here, so we are getting slight signals that we are continuing higher, but it's not yeah, I do like how this range looks here on the 50-minute. I do like how the sell side looks. I do like how we have this equal highs here. I do really like how lower time frame range looks here, even if we're overextended. But we might, yeah, we're gonna see. But I do like how the range looks, definitely. The question is, are we gonna get an Asian sweep, or are we just gonna deliver from here? That's kind of the question. Like lower time frame range here, still down to look for buys. That's pretty much it. Lower time frame range is killing, but again, area on higher time frame really risky. We just took the high, but the buys from yesterday was right. That's good, but we don't want to overdo it. We want to see what price does here. But I'm still gonna monitor because this is a breaker inverse, FVG, equal lows, etc. A lot of confluences for this area to keep on buying. So that's what I'm gonna watch. We do have equal highs, but again, this is a huge red flag that we reached that range high. But we're gonna see. Also, it's looking pretty bullish. GU looks like the pair that is not gonna retrace. Like, see, we have a way more proper rate on liquidity here compared to Euro. Euro just has sell side. Here we're more likely to initiate higher, especially how we mitigated this. So we're gonna see. Let me remove some of the drawings, but again, we're reaching range highs. So in these areas we need to be careful. We cannot be buying in here. Our idea, usually how we want to trade, is we buy towards that range high. After range high gets reached, we need to wait, because here is where our bearish edge gets triggered. If we manage to inverse this is where our bearish edge gets triggered to target this. So that's why we gotta be careful, because this is a place where it's very likely for bearish for sellers to step in, basically. But yeah, we gotta be careful. That's at least what we gotta do. So for our same as Euro, we did reach range high, so it becomes risky to keep on buying. Here is where we potentially have the bearish edge, potentially have those bearish players step in. Range is really balanced, so if we manage to give some intent lower, we're definitely coming back into this area, because here is very balanced. So yeah, but 1 hour again, even here, so we have really solid rebalances here. On the 1 hour, we have one FVG getting fully mitigated, and this with a sell-side liquidity rate. So this also, we're forming this 1 hour gap right here. So we do have a lot of signs on the 1 hour that we're bound to continue bullish. So it's just about, yeah, being a bit careful. So we have solid rebalances here, solid sign of continuing bullish. In bullish, that gap on Asia can be a valid setup. It can be a valid setup to keep on going, but the thing is, the gap is mitigated. So yeah, but bullish order flow is clear. Bullish order flow, it's nothing, it's really clear on being bullish. That's the thing. So we're gonna watch, but again, I'm not really trying to buy into such a so overextended, right? So overextended, because usually when we reach external, we're gonna start retracing towards some internal. So yeah, we just gotta be careful. Even if it takes patience to wait for tomorrow, it is what it is. Because today, I think we also have slightly heavy news in New York. So this inverse still looks good on AU. See, AU is way better for us to buy because we didn't reach that range high. We didn't reach it, so we also have this inverse staying intact here. So if we manage to sweep this inverse and then look to continue buys towards this, it would be great, but really a lot of resistance. So AU in terms of place in the range is definitely the best. Probably AU is gonna be one of the pairs we're gonna be looking to trade. I do like I do like how we're building sell side here. The thing I don't like is these. These are usually bearish rejections when we initiate lower. But it might mean we're just coming towards that sell side. But if we don't come into here, yeah, we do have a lot of sell side. So that's just the amount. We do have a lot of sell side. So that's just simple. We do have a lot of sell side here that is just screaming to get swept, right? Screaming to get swept. This is a 50-minute bearish VG that is very likely to go lower. If we don't, that is what it is. But I still think it's best for us to try and buy AU. We do have reclaimed here, but I don't think it will matter. I think we're reaching back into the highs, or at least this. But we are bound to see. We cannot really make assumptions that deep right now. So let's see. Tax is still looking bullish. We got caught really bad yesterday, but yeah, still bullish. Let me remove so much drones. This still very much bullish. To just keep on continuing towards this FVG overall. Just keep on drawing higher towards liquidity. So we're marking this shit. Hey, black blocks cannot be moved inside of themselves. So what? Okay. Definitely still bullish. Definitely still bullish. So I'm gonna write. And now we're getting a 1 hour gap and also this 1 hour inversion right here, so we can already look at buys here to keep on targeting higher. It's just, again, it's a bit overextended, and we had a pretty solid sell side right here. Yeah, it's looking solid for continuing to buy. Solid for continuing to buy. We have 4 hours to support, and now we are inversing the 1 hour. So it's definitely going to be a good choice for London today. We'll see how we behave. So DAX definitely becomes one of the top tier pairs we're going to watch. Because today, let me see. Today, I think we have, oh, we don't have Thursday. Okay, Thursday is heavy news. Today it's Wednesday. Oh, okay, so today is it's a decent day to try and trade. So okay, I thought today is the heavy news day, but apparently it isn't. It's still kind of in a weird state here. UK, we did inverse, which is a valid edge trigger, and 4 hour with 4 hours, so we do have potential here to look to continue towards the downside and potentially come here. So yo, let's see. We do have potential for downside here, especially that we mitigated the consolidation. 4 hour gap plus 4 hour inverse, usually really good trigger. So that's what we're gonna watch. It looks good, and 1 hour also kind of overlaps. What is a bit sketchy is just that the range is a bit weird here. We do have inverse here to confirm even more that we're bound to reach for those lower prices. I would like to see this high getting swept though. So yeah, this looks good to me, but even though it's slightly choppy, the idea and the price action is still good in my eyes, right? We do have this, but I don't think it matters generally. So we're still pretty solid on looking at lower prices here. Still pretty solid on looking at lower prices. Lower price, I do like that we have the much inverse at the highs. Let's see how the 50-minute looks. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but we can look at UK as well. But it's gonna take a bit of I don't even know. It's gonna take a bit of. I would want to see this reclaimed, at least getting tapped. Again, I would want to see this high getting resweeped, and then from here we react. This would be really easy sells towards the downside. So let's see gold. Ooh, gold is reaching our area, so this can be a sweep. So we're still valid on looking at the lower prices, except we kind of reacted off this. But this is even better. This is even better because now the zone has lost a lot of relevance with this mitigation that we have. So now we can really anticipate for price to actually come for these lows instead of reacting of the zone. So it's actually a really good sign that we got. So we're still clear on being bearish on gold. Gold is gonna instantly become one of the top tier pairs for today. Euro, Geo, and AU are very overextended. I prefer not to trade them. But yeah, gold still really good for looking at lower prices. Now we even cleared our area, so even better to look to sell. 1 hour still stays valid. Usually I would want to see either we see an 1 to 2, so either we see an Asian sweep here or we see a 1 hour gap form. So that's kind of our idea. Either Asian high sweep or 1 hour gap initiation out of it. The model is probably weird if we don't rate Asian highs. Yeah, I would want to see, considering how small Asia is here, we definitely want to see that rate. But this is a good setup. This is one of the setups that I actually want to trade today. It's just that, again, it's gold in London, not a great choice usually, but yeah, definitely clean. Asian raid clearly best choice here for the So the same idea. I do like that we swept London high, so this is really good. I do like this wick. I like that we're formed around low, so there are a lot of things I like about this trade. The CGJ weird as fuck, I don't like it, but we are holding bullish order flow. So not really weird, but we did consolidate. So this I'm expecting to see instantly. Like this instantly is a setup. It's a valid setup. For our inverse here, we see it. So yeah, this is a valid. This also becomes instantly one of the greatest pair for today. On reaching that range high, this is actually pretty great setup here that we have on GJ. I rarely see setups good like this on GJ. So let's see, it's really good, really good. We have this inverse. Now it's a market structure shift, so we have a lot of signs. We have 1, 2, and this becomes our area. So we gotta wait for that range initiation, mitigation, continuation setup here. So let's see, 4 hour, really good setup here of holding the 4 hour. We get an inverse and the market structure. All we need to look to target those equal highs. Easy throw higher. This is definitely the highest quality setup for today. We just need to wait for this VG. I'm not gonna look to trade. We just need to wait for price to mitigate this consolidation, and then we look at high prices no matter what. If this pair is shit, this is very textbook RNC model. So we're definitely waiting for that 1 hour gap to get mitigated. Really good. This is really good. I really like this setup. It's been a while since I like this setup this much. I do like a series. There's a lot of orders. There's one fucking day of orders. So if price manages to come here, we're gonna fly towards these high. This is a main target. We have recent yesterday high build there, and we have this old high. We have 3 fucking targets here. 3 fucking targets. I don't really see this high getting taken necessarily, but yeah, we have 3 targets, so this is really good. It's even better than gold, I'm not gonna lie. So let's kind of analyze. This is still shit, still lower. I don't like, so we're just gonna switch what we don't like for today. I mean, again, Euro, the trifecta, this is how I call it. The trifecta doesn't look good, but GJ, bruh, this looks hella fucking good. It's an A+ setup. This is even more, I would even more than A+ if we come here. Because of this range, because of 4 hour, because of equal highs, there's so many. This can be a 1.5 at least. I would probably go 2% on this actually if we manage. The only thing I'm skeptical about is that we're trading GG, which is not the cleanest pair out of all time. But yeah, gold also looks good. This is also the second best setup, so I'm looking for sell. We have this, which we gotta be careful about, but generally we should come towards the lows. Tax, it's again overextended. I don't want to be trading overextended setups anymore. Like I don't want to be traded overextended, because here we're definitely overextended. But we're gonna watch UK again, we're gonna watch in Euro and the rest. Probably only gonna watch, they're still valid, but they're overextended. This range for me looks good. of the sell side sweep. Looks good to just keep on continuing buy. But no matter how the lower time frame range looks, keep in mind where we are on the higher time frame. And we are where sellers step in, and look at these wicks here. These are very dangerous. These are very dangerous closes. These are signaling that we're respecting the high and we're very likely to go lower. So I don't really want to trading against higher time frame, signaling a very big potential of sellers. And it's looking like we're kind of respecting this gap here. So again, I don't really want to trade this. I'm gonna monitor it, but very likely not gonna trade it because we're extremely overextended. It's very likely to see those sellers step in. So we're gonna have alerts on GJ. Gold, we need to wait for that Asian high sweep. DAX, we need to wait for price to break above. UK again, there is potential, but this looks very iffy. Very iffy. I don't wanna trade UK generally. Like it's a valid setup. Okay, it's valid, it's decent, but it's very choppy. Like, what is this range? It's bullshit. So yeah, we have a lot of pairs to monitor, but just by quality, we don't want to trade euro today. We don't want to trade euro. We don't want to trade EU. We don't want to trade UK. So I'm just gonna separate them with the XY. We want to trade higher quality setups. So I'm just gonna monitor these, but I'm not gonna trade them actively because now it's just a matter of choosing those high quality setups. If I want to recover, I gotta lock in, and focus on this really good setups like the GG one, like the setups I can say, oh my god, I can bet my house on this trade that is gonna work. And it is, because look, all I'm talking is from experience. I'm not talking out of bullshit. I'm not talking out of anything. Look at this setup. Let me see if I have a bullish model. This is exactly it. Exactly. Consolidation. We initiate out of the consolidation. We retrace, and just go hard towards the next objective. This is the same consolidation. I mean, not really, but this is the same model that we're looking to trade, right? And we can keep looking at it. This is not yeah, we can keep looking at it every time. It's a model I trade, so we gotta wait. Definitely waiting for this. Let's see how 50-minute looks. I still see price coming into here. This is how we usually do when we start rallying pre-Frankfurt. When we don't rally in London, we initiate at Frankfurt before London Open. So what London Open does usually is retrace, and then we leave around 1 hour into London Open and start going towards this easy target. Second target is probably going to leave runners towards this our other higher time frame objective, which is also equal highs. So these two targets are very likely to get met. Very likely to get met. So yeah, and this is where we initiate, because we're not breaking below this consolidation. Trust me, there's a lot. This is a true order block. This is how a true order block looks. There's a lot of orders stuck in here, so we definitely want to be trading GG. Or there's another option, we just reach for this first before retracing, but there's still too much orders in here not to retrace. And on gold, we're waiting for my classic setup that I've been trading for a lot of time, the Asian raid setup. Where is it? Intraday profile is this one. It's clear. We're just waiting for price to sweep Asian highs, and then we look for sells here. In this case, we swept Asian lows and we waited for buys. So that's pretty much it. We have higher time frame context. We have everything that we need. I was waiting for this yesterday, but we didn't end up coming into the area yesterday, but it's still valid even today. And I like that we have inducement, we have a liquidity rate before RPI, which is a great thing to see. DAX again is valid. It's valid because we are coming off of 4 hours, so here is just about kind of continuing bullish, I think, at least towards here. 4 hour followed up by this 1 hour inversion. But again, see how there's a difference here. We're not waiting for the retracement here. We're trading close to the range high. It's same that euro is here. We're trading close to the range high on the higher time frame, which is very risky to do. The best opportunities come when we wait for that retracement, which in this case would have been either trading here in London or trading here in New York, because this was a valid retracement, or we wait for price to come here. But yeah, it's definitely troll tools. It's not troll, sometimes it works. It's just right now I don't want to be looking at setups that are not it, you know what I mean? I don't want to be looking at setups that are iffy. GG, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. GG and gold, that's what we're gonna be looking at. We're gonna filter the fuck out of euro and G just out of experience. Because if I wouldn't come in with the mindset of giving my best today, I would have probably traded this because just because it's valid. But I need to be a bit more picky with my trades. And I stop doing stupid shit, bro. It's very likely we just stab like buyers. Buys have a really low chance of starting to play here. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna wait for London Open, and we're gonna see. Gold, not usually, very rarely I trade, but it depends on the market structure shift here. If we have a good market structure shift, I might want to trade, but it does depend. So, GJ buys and gold sells. That's generally the best price for today, and I'm gonna willingly choose to trade only the best price. And yeah, DXY, we're looking. DXY is weird buys. DXY is also very risky to keep on to keep on selling because we reached range low, and not only we rated them once, now it's the second time we're testing them. So it's very likely we start retracing towards this on DXY, which means euro is gonna start retracing towards this. External to internal, that's always how the market moves. We take external, we reach back for internal. We take, see, look here. We take external, we reach back for internal. Here we massively displaced, but that's not the point. See, even here we take external, we retrace for internal. We take external here in case we retrace for external again instead of. But this is how the market works, to ping pong between liquidity always. See here, external or liquidity, retrace towards internal, reach external, retrace towards internal. It's always happening. This is how the market moves, right? But I'm gonna go AFK and drink a bit of coffee and just come back. I'm waiting for this really good GG setup. Bro, why is my mic muted? Bro, no way, I was talking. I was muted the whole time. Fuck. So I just took this DAX trade. I wasn't expecting us to be bearish, but we opened London very impulsively. We got two things that I needed to be bearish on DAX here. We got the 1 hour inspection and 1 hour inverse after we took this buy sell liquidity. So I instantly flipped my bias because of this inversion and this inspection. And then on the retest of that 1 hour inverse, we got a 1 minute entry. I don't usually take 1 minute entries, but in this case it was fine because I was seeing this as a proper displacement. What we have here, I saw it as a good displacement, so it was just a misalignment between 3 minute and 1 minute, and I still ended up taking it. For now, I don't really like the reactions we're getting of this 50-minute reclaimed. There's a 50-minute reclaimed FVG we have here, and I don't really like how we're wicking here, but I'm still gonna give it a bit more time. I don't like this wicks. Overall, I'm targeting these lows here, 1, 2, and overall I think next target is going to be probably filling this gap here. This is very low resistance liquidity here, so we're going to have pretty big runners for this trade if we manage to reach a main TP, which is pretty close. On MetaTrader is a bit closer than on TradingView, right? But now we're clearly slowing down, but that doesn't mean the trade is over. We just needed to maybe sweep some lower time frame liquidity. What I was talking about is that the setup I'm really confident in. I've seen this setup play out so many times. Especially this retest here, it was really good for me. Our stop loss is above an order block, so it's a really protected place. That's just it. I'm really confident, and I know DAX, and when DAX initiates this hard and also coupled with this inversion, it usually fucking melts for the world day. Is how DAX just generally behaves, and at least these lows I see very easily getting taken. This was a demo trade on Euro that we took, but yeah, we're gonna see. So it's a thing of adaptation here. I don't usually, my rules are taking 3-minute entries. I don't take 1 minute main positions, but in this case I admit it, it's just a misalignment between 3 minute and 1 minute, and it's just that the retracement, the tap into that FVG happened before we formed that 3 minute, so it was just still a valid trade. I sometimes take like this depending on how confident I am in the setup, and this is a setup I'm highly confident in, right? Because I know DAX, what I don't like is how we're respecting here, but it doesn't mean the trade is over. We just gotta be aware of what the trade is doing and being unbiased in whatever the trade is doing. We cannot be biased on wanting to see the trade win. We just gotta adapt and react to whatever the market is doing here. But the entry was pretty good, and we ended up market executing here. I know DAX, and I'm still confident in the trade of going lower, but I cannot let that confidence blind me if the trade reverses, right? I just gotta be grounded for now. These are gonna be main TP areas. For me, these lows are screaming to get taken, especially considering how hard we initiated. We mitigated this order block. This is a really good mitigation here, which I really liked. That 1 minute FVG, we got an inverse after here, entered, and from here we should just melt down towards sell side liquidity. We should actually melt down even more towards filling that this big ass fucking gap here. But we gotta be also aware of the potential of forming a fractal low here, because it's one low, one low, one low, so it's potential to form a fractal low. We just gotta be slightly careful. I wanna see how this. We gotta be careful because 50-minute reclaim is still not a zone to be neglected. I would say that. So, but I still think I'm not biased. I just think it's gonna go lower because I know DAX. I'm just building sell side. We're obviously slowing down here. Yes, I agree that we're slowing down, but doesn't mean much yet. It just means that we're very likely to retrace either this, either this, either this. But yeah, I think we're likely to respec this, or we come back into this. Really good. I just want to see close like that if possible. It's a 3-minute gap, this one. So it should hold. Looks like a really pivotal price point. Again, 3-minute no gaps higher, so that's a sign that we are retracing, not displacing. Overall, this I think should hold towards an initiation, form a gap around here, and then just deliver towards main first TP, and this is my final generally. I mean, where at least I want to trim a very big portion of my position, and then we can leave runners towards that, filling that 1 hour gap. You see that gap form? Compared to the other trades I've taken recently, this is really a good trade. But there are definitely bars stepping in on this 50-minute reclaim. But it's just, I think it's just a temporary reaction, but it depends because we are very slow on coming higher. So for now, for me, the trade is still staying valid no matter what. But yeah, of course, if we see signs, we're gonna close, but if not, we're gonna let it run. We might come also to break-even orders. That can happen sometimes. But I think generally if we come higher, we're gonna come to this. Just sweep this recent bar sign, then this place lower. Now we're probably gonna get like a 3-minute entry or a 3-minute another entry, then I'm probably gonna scale in. For now, we're just chilling. It's very retractive price action. Oops. On that inverse, we took our entry here on 3-minute inverse, 1-minute gap. Oh yeah, gold reach our alert, but I don't think gold is gonna. Not a great sell-off, I would say. But we gotta see, as we do have this big ass cappuccino here. GG might comment, or yeah, GG is still a very valid setup. Yes, sir. break-even orders again, that's what I'm watching. I think generally it's a break-even mitigation by how it looks. It's a break-even mitigation. I mean, tapping our re-entry and then holding lower because we had to kind of utilize that 50-minute FVG for a reaction, for a retracement, and then I still see continuations lower. We're gonna pay attention to this gap. It's gonna be a pretty crucial point, this gap here. If we inverse it, scale in, if we respect it, probably time to get out. Because it's a 1 minute entry trade. It's not gonna take a lot of confluence. It's very similar to, again, DAX when we got a mitigator of breakeven recently on that winning trade. So I still believe, because why do I believe in the trade is because we're retractive. And look how 3 minutes is rejecting out of break-even orders. So for now, I should be fine, though. If we inverse this, we're reaching here easily. Yeah, we're definitely scaling in soon. I want to still see the 1 minute getting closed. What lot size did we have? 127. Probably gonna do like 0.3 or so. 0.3 pending order. I do want to do a sell limit just to be safe. I mean, I do want to see close. Do 23639. 23639. Stop loss 23670. And take profits probably gonna be just here for now. Scaling potential if we close. Until we close, I'm not gonna execute nothing. Because now it's kind of in the middle of respecting or inverting. But we did close that 3 minute gap, which is a good sign. This is where our limit is gonna be. But I do want to see that candle close, preferably around this white line. How much seconds? 30 seconds for the candle to close. Boom. I seen if you get tapped in, but I feel like it's more of a breakaway gap, so we should have maybe market executed here, but yeah, still fine either way. Yeah, that's a fine scaling. Oh no, I think we're not gonna get tapped in on this scaling. It would have been a market execution here, but I'm still gonna leave it a bit more. This is a breakaway gap. It's not a retested gap. I mean, that's how it looks. Doesn't necessarily have to be. I don't say I'm completely right, but usually what it is. Oh, not trading view, bro. Not a trader. Thank you very much. This should be now easily reaching lower here. But yeah, it should have been a market execution. Because on scaling, it doesn't matter for you to get the best entry possible like it does on the main positions. I think this gap is going to get held. If it's going to form, this gap is what is going to get held. This is a breakaway. And I'm going to move my scale in here. What's my scale in this one? So I'm waiting 40 seconds for this candle to close. And then I'm going to move scale in here because I just know with this price action, this is where we're going to retest. And also 3-minute gap, this is our really good signs of reaching lower. We just remitigated break-even orders, that's pretty much it. But I do want to see this getting close bearish, which I generally really think is going to do. "22-second. On 22, we're moving it like this. 12. Stop loss still says here 0.3. That's a fine size for a scaling. And what we're gonna do is swap this scaling again. It's gonna be low. Yeah, that's it. We should be fine in the trade. Did it tap us in? I can see it did. Good, because I really think it's gonna melt from here. This is a breakaway, as I said. Yeah, let's see if it keep going. Or we come back into the inverse, but still I think it's more likely for us to react of this. Again, see how we give 1 minute entries and close the 3-minute ones. This is not necessarily a red flag, it's just misalignment between time frames, which doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. It's just timing and its delivery, basically. So this is gonna be our alert. I'm gonna go smoke and we're just chilling. We're letting the trade run. I think from here we're definitely going towards these lows. keep rejecting off that low. I don't know yet. We keep rejecting. I want to see if our break even for the scaling ends up holding. This should have continued here on this candle, but we ended up rejecting, so it's not generally a great sign, but doesn't mean the trade is over. Again, if we hold this is the key point. Again, want to see this tapped, I want to see this inversed. I still think since we're generally this close to that low, we're gonna go for it, but it does depend the price. At least for the first low, I would say we're gonna go for it. And now I want to see that wicked. Good start. Good start. The price action is a bit slow, that's for sure, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. Here on this low is probably where I'm gonna start trimming, depending on how price behaves. But this should hold. One minute price action was extremely clean. Sometimes I really love 1 minute price action. Like here, the breakaway gap, then this gap that gets usually retested. This is price action I've seen so many times, and this also was really clean. So both of our entries were on the 1 minute, which is something I rarely do. I usually only scale in on the 1 minute, but it's good that I scale in on the 1 minute because I gain the experience to know what a good 1 minute entry is, because there is going to be a lot of 1 minute entries in any price action that you see. It's just about developing the skill to know what actually is a good 1 minute entry that has a high chance of holding, rather than just a normal displacement that is going to get completely disrespected. So that's just experience, in my opinion. We're a bit slow, but I don't think it generally matters. Here's when I'm going to definitely start trimming. I'm going to start minimizing my stop loss if we reach here, but this should be again an easy reach for price, but we are indeed kind of slow, so I'm not sure. We gotta still be aware. We gotta be here. We gotta be aware, and we gotta be present and unbiased to be able to determine whether we should trim and we're not reaching that low, or we should just leave the trade running. So that's the hard part about trading, knowing when to make a decision and knowing when to not make a decision. That's it's a bit hard about trading many times. But we should be fine on that inversion there. I just see it get inversed. We did sweep the low, yes, this consolidational, but I still think we're reaching there before at least. I don't think we're gonna reverse anyway. Since we mitigated break-even orders, we should be easily reaching lower. But it does depend the price. Now let's see this inversed. What is actually decent is this order block that is formed on this rebalance. Rebalance had a really deep fill. That's why it generally ends up holding, because it had a deep fill. It filled the wall gap here on the 1 minute. And the wicks here are looking good. It's just kind of like a fractal high, but it's small kind of inclined towards the downside. Here's the first shoulder, here is the king high, and here's the second shoulder. And now we want to see that getting inversed. What generally is, usually is. But it's still up to price. At the end of the day, it's not up to what we think, it's up to price. We gotta be adaptive, we gotta be reactive, we cannot come with expectations in the market. You just gotta be grounded and in the present moment. That's very important, in the present moment, because trading requires you to take fast decisions, and you gotta be in an unbiased state to take decisions exactly when they need to be taken. On TradingView, again, the objectives are really way farther away compared to MetaTrader. I don't know why. I mean, sometimes, yeah, price differs between brokers. There's different brokers, that's why price differs. Let's see that get inversed. Price doesn't have a lot of momentum, that's why it mitigated break even twice. First, it mitigated break even on our main position, and second, it mitigated break even on our scaling. So on both our position, we got mitigated at break even, but that's fine. That's good. This candle alone is kinda telling me that we're reaching here, right? Because we don't have area of resistance. So this should be reaching into here, which is first TP, which is usually a monetary level, but we still gotta be careful at it. We're gonna get ready to trim because we're close to that objective, which I think we're gonna reach, but we gotta see momentum, how momentum behaves. This is good momentum for now. We ain't trimming, we're waiting for this. This is where I'm gonna I want to trim my main position of a lot, so we're waiting to see. what price does. Because if it forms a gap, I can just let it run. So that's what we're looking at if we form that gap. Terminal also looks pretty decent here. Probably gonna trim like, okay, this is good. So this means we can let it run. On here I'm trimming instantly because this is where my main TP is usually, and I'm gonna let runners on the scaling as well. So here I think we're gonna trim 1.5 if we reach. We formed a gap, so for now we can still let it run. This is behavior here. It's a monitored level. What I do on monitor level, which means optional partials, is I want to see a gap form on the 1 minute. If I see a gap, I leave the trade running. If I don't see a gap, I need to trim. But for now we're seeing that gap, so we can let it stay. For now we're still waiting on price to melt a bit more, because again this is a very good gap here. We're very likely to just hold towards that. If we inverse, I'm trimming, but I still think it's gonna hold. Boom. Waiting on the candle to close. Still too early to do anything. 5 seconds. See how the candle closes. Yeah, we have to trim. I trimmed. I mean, scaling is really small, but I trimmed most of my position, and I'm going break even on the main. Because it's a very dangerous reaction, and I'm not doing the mistake of not taking partials once again. Even if it goes, it doesn't matter to me. I secure the 1%. Where's my... oh. Where's my main position? This is my main position. It's gonna go break even. Bro, what? Oh, this is not my main position. This is my main position, apparently. Yeah, this is our main position. Oh. What is that? Damn. Yeah, we're still letting it run. We're leaving a bit of a bigger runner here. Our main, I think this is our main. Since we secured 1%, I generally want to make another one, but I think realistically we want to make a 1.5, but we'll see. This is just my system. If I see an inversion, I need to close, right? And we did see that inversion, so I had to close. Maybe I should have waited for the second candle, but it doesn't matter. When I see an inversion, I have to close. That's pretty much it. So we secure like 0.8% until now. For now we're chilling, like we're really chilling here. Is this my scaling? Oh yeah, this is my scaling. So we're generally we are in a really safe spot. Maybe I closed too early, but it's just my system. Maybe it needs a bit of refinement, but I still think it's risky to let it run. On TradingView you don't see it, but on MetaTrader we're reaching a low. We reached a low. Yes, it's not the main low, but this is where we react when we have the potential of forming a fractal low. So I had to take, because it's generally a main level, but maybe it was, yeah, I don't know, maybe it was still too early, I'm not sure. But we're still chilling, we're still floating like 0.5 with the scaling. Scaling is too early to trim. We're still gonna let it run, maybe until trading view reaches the main TP. I still think it was smart to trim, but I'm not sure though. I still gotta be okay. We're melting, apparently, so we're gonna let it melt. I mean, here we would have already secured the 2%, so yeah, maybe my trim was early, but I'm gonna trim like 30% of the scaling here, even if we get momentum. I think, man, maybe it was troll again, but maybe I'm over taking partials right now. But for now we're chilling. We're definitely gonna break even on the scaling as well. Okay, we're melting. For now we're just letting it rip. We're break even. Main TP on trading we got ahead. This should have been our main TP. Maybe we closed early, but yeah, you gotta improve. I mean, main TP got reached, but we're still having runners on this to fill this big ass fucking gap. And now we're just chilling. We're break even. We secure like 1%, and we have the potential to make like a 2%, I think, if we reach this low. And this is the scaling we trimmed. This is kinda gonna be it. I might have trimmed too early. I'm not sure yet, because I trimmed on the first objective, which was here. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's check the 15-minute. I mean, we have this big ass gap to fill. I mean, right now we're kind of done for the day. We're just gonna monitor, but we're not gonna do anything. Scaling is on break even. Both positions are on break even. We already secured a 1%, and we're floating another. What did I do? We secured a 1% here on this, both of these, on the scaling and on the main, and now we have another 0.5 floating. So yeah, I'm hungry. I need to eat some. and for now it's looking like it's still gonna continue, but I did over trim. That's what I was thinking about. Did I over trim? Did I not over trim? Here, I don't know, maybe I should have waited for 2 candles to close before taking a trim. And first of all, on monitored levels, I need to wait for a 3-minute entry, not a 1 minute entry. So that was the mistake first. So I, instead of trimming here, I should have trimmed here on the main position. That would have made another 0.5%, I think, another 0.5% if I would have trimmed here instead of here. So that would have made a difference. Scaling is fine, trimming here, but this was the mistake, which ends up kind of really making a difference in your profit. But for now it's fine. I think it's still fine, right? It's still fine. Sometimes you gotta make mistake to learn, and yeah, I didn't have this experience with some stuff like this, so I had to learn. It's just what you have to go through in able to learn. So these runners, I'm gonna leave runners. I'm probably not gonna trim more. I'm not sure yet, but this was a full TP, so we should have let it run. Should have trimmed 80 here, 70, 750 with a scaling. We would have made like 1.5 instead of 1%. But yeah, sometimes this shit happens. Yeah, that was it for today. I'm gonna update you. I'm gonna update the guys on my it was a clean trade. I'm just kind of mad at myself that I trimmed early, but that's fine. You gotta learn. It was not a big difference, but maybe yeah, I should have been a bit more patient with trimming. Yes, but it's something I'm learning. Partials is really something I'm learning currently, and of course you gotta make mistakes to learn what's the proper way of taking partials, and there's no reason to be mad. It's just a reason to improve, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, I'm gonna see you later on. Gold is kind of strong. We did have a pretty strong reaction here, but it's not, I don't want to trade gold anymore. Maybe GG we can trade, but we ended up rallying and we didn't reach it. So yeah, I'm gonna see you later on. The video, this is gonna be a video posted, so I'm gonna update you in the video whatever happens with the trade, but I'm not gonna sit here and stream for the rest of the day just to let these runners go. But yeah, it was a W day. Really nice trade, really good scaling, really nice entry here, really good scaling. It was just a slightly mismanaged. We could have made another 0.5 instead of just yeah, instead of making a 1%, but that's fine. Sometimes that happens. It's all good. And yeah, we're gonna be better next time. So I'm gonna see you